But is there a lack of diversity in motorsport?
Do you know what? It's so hard. I think that I am one of the big believers that you should be there on merit. I would not want to be in Formula One because they're desperate to get a woman in Formula One. I'd want to be there because I'm good enough to be there.
Yeah, that's what it should always be. But it's the opportunity to get there should be the same as anybody else.
Yeah, but if you think motorsport is a kind of male-dominated sport, I don't know whether
definitely.
it's... I mean, there is a lot of women out there who just do not think that they can even compete in it. I mean, like yourself, you didn't even know that female can kind of get to Formula One.
No.
And it's trying to break the bias of telling everyone, getting the word out there that, no, you can.
Well, this is what I mean. It would just take one person like yourself to get there, to make people realise.
Whoa, yeah. So everyone I've spoke to be honest, and because it's hard for me because obviously I've come from being whatever I wanted to do. My parents were like, yeah, you can do it. But if I wanted to be a dancer, they'd be like, whatever. They wouldn't push me to. No, you need to try
just
football.
Support you in whatever you wanted to do.
Yeah, so it's kind of like if in your mindset you don't think that's for women can do it, then you're not going to. But I think with this generation of equality and everyone's pushing the gender balance, and also social media, more and more people can see stuff. Back in the day, you didn't have it, so if it wasn't in your newspaper or TV, you wouldn't see it. So like you say, if you're not seeing a woman in Formula One, you don't know if they can do it or not.
No, I was trying to think of like what women in motorsport in the mainstream of any kind. The only thing I could think of was Abbie Eaton.
Yes.
Who was on the Grand Tour. Did you watch the Grand Tour?
Yeah, so she's just testing. She was in W Series last year.
Yeah, she's really good.
Yeah, she had a bad accident though. It wasn't an accident. She went over
recently.
Last season, yeah. She went over a curb, and the curbs at whatever track there were, there had been quite a few kind of injuries from it, and I think it was like the impact of whether she came back down or not. She damaged like her spine or her neck. Don't quote me on that, but she was out for a bit. But I've just seen on Instagram that she's now testing F3. I want to say. Okay. I don't want to say F2. I think it's F3, but if I've done her out of an F2 there. And then her girlfriend Jess Hawkins, I used to race against in karts.
Ah, cool.
She's like
where's she from? She's from around here as well?
No, she's down south.
Okay.
And she was a stunt driver on the Land Rovers for James Bond film.
Nice.
Is that sick or what?
Yeah, that's cool.
I can remember going to watch it with my boyfriend, and I was like, I need to wait for the credits. And he's like, what for? I just want to see your name on there.
Yeah.
I just think it was mega. And she's an ambassador for the Aston Martin race team, Formula One. She's raced in W Series. She's also racing in touring cars.
Yeah, it's just because like Formula One is the one that would expose someone to the mainstream.
Yeah, Formula One is the Premier League.
Yeah,
that's what people see. No one watches anything else.
Oh, because there was good like the other day when the Formula One was on, the Formula Two was on before it, but I don't know, I just didn't want to watch it. I don't know why, because I was already there for Formula One.
Yeah, even
I really want a woman to do it because at first I had to look it up, but I wasn't sure. Are they allowed?
Yeah.
Then I realised they are. So I was thinking, have women been given the same opportunities to get there?
So
maybe they have, maybe they haven't.
It's
but
like
also, there's obviously a lot less, like you said. There won't be as many women trying to do it as there are men, but...
Yeah, so it's kind of, can you imagine like a pool of 100 men and then one woman? Like the chances of them getting picked out are a lot slimmer.
But also, one woman getting fairly high would inspire a lot more women to try, even think that it's possible.
Yeah.
So that's all it would take. But yeah, Abbie Eaton, she's fantastic.
Yeah. There's Jamie Chadwick. She is trying her hardest to get an F2 seat. She's backed by Williams Formula One team.
But like you said, I wouldn't want one of those teams just to cave in and just let's just have a woman, a token woman.
But they're not. I mean, she's literally.
No, I'm not saying. But I hope they wouldn't do that.
No, yeah. But she's literally desperate for an F2 seat, and literally everyone is behind her, being like, someone give this girl an F2 seat. And when I say give her it, she'd have to take 1 point however million with her from sponsors or self-funded.
Because I started thinking about women in motorsport, and I was looking for articles about women in motorsport, and I couldn't really. In the last 12 months, I could find 2 that were in any mainstream publications. One of them was Forbes, and they had a good quote saying, "Men are judged on." I wrote it down somewhere. Men are judged on potential, and women are judged on achievements. So men are given the chance to prove their potential, but a woman won't be given the opportunity until she's achieved something.
Yeah, so I always say, can you imagine if there's two, and you're two guys, so you can tell me what your straight up thoughts would be. So there's two, there's a girl, a woman, and a man, and they're going down the straight, and there is a crash. I just have this horrible feeling that the woman would get blamed for it so much more than the guy. And if the guy, a lot of people would kind of like race an incident, the girl would be tarnished so much more, in my opinion. I don't know if that's true. I just think she'd be tarnished of woman driver.
I don't know if they would, without knowing, if it came out that it was the woman's fault, then she would get more shit than the man would.
Yeah.
If it was his fault.
Yeah.
That's certainly true. I don't know whether people would jump to the conclusion that it must be the woman.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah.
I wouldn't, but...
Well, like you say, yeah, like, she would get more shit for it.
Absolutely. Yeah. Which is...
Yeah.
That's just the world we live in at the moment.
Yeah. It's getting better.
Oh, it's definitely
100% getting better.
Yeah. But like what I said, let's just take more women to get that further up the ladder to prove to people.
And
that
the hardest part with motorsport is there's so much money needed behind. It's
Yeah.
it's the money game.